Good morning, sir.
Hmm.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Greetings from Collegedunia. I would like to inform our viewers that Mr. Chaitanya Chinchlikar sir is the Vice President of Whistling Woods International. He has an experience of over 20 years in the field of film and creative art industry, education, event management, and chartered accountancy. He is also the business head and chief technological officer of the institute. And we are truly privileged to have him on our leadership series, Thoughtful Leaders. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, sir, as the Vice President of Whistling Woods International, can you throw some light on its genesis? What was the idea behind the establishment of this institute?
So, if you look at the history of film and creative arts education in India, it is actually quite poor. I mean, if you look at comparable, global institutes and other in other countries, essentially any country which has a really well-established industry is also a global leader in the education of that industry. So the US, for example, is a global leader in media and entertainment, and they have also the best media and entertainment and film and creative arts institutes. France and Italy are global leaders in design and fashion. They have some of the world's best fashion and design institutes. Australia is a very strong sporting country. They have the world's best sporting institutions. Germany for engineering, so on and so forth. Russia for oil and natural gas, US for oil and natural gas. India, unfortunately, is one country where, despite having a 107-year-old film industry, we were not a global leader in film education. Now, the reason why that happened is because there was no mainstreaming of film education in the country. So, education in India is split into education that is run by the ministries and education that is run by the MHRD. So, subject matter specific education like chartered accountancy, law, health, etc. are run by the specific ministries because it needs ministerial inputs, right? So, and they are governed by a particular nodal body under a large governance framework. So, for example, the medical education in India used to be governed by the Medical Council of India, now the NMC, the National Medical Council. Same thing with law education, it's governed by the Bar Association of India. Chartered accountancy is governed by the ICAI under the Finance Ministry. Media and entertainment education is governed by the INB, Information and Broadcasting Ministry, because it's considered a subject matter specific education, which is true. However, unlike all these other three ministries, which have set up a academic framework, like for medicine, you have an entrance exam, you have an MBBS, then you have internship, then you have MD, then you have internship, then you have MS, you have an internship. Same thing with law. You have, LLB, and then you have an internship and LLM and so on and so forth. For media and entertainment education, there was never a framework set up. What the government did was set up a bunch of autonomous institutions like the FTI in Pune, the JJ School of Arts, the IIMC in Delhi, NID, these small smattering of institutions without an actual governing framework. So if a private player wanted to participate in media and entertainment education and have a formalized way of doing it, there was no way. There was nothing they could do except offer diplomas, right? Which becomes a problem, right? So which is why media and entertainment education in India never got mainstream. And once that started to happen again and again and again, what happened is people who wanted to do proper media and entertainment education had to then look for other avenues. So, animation and gaming broke off and went and sat under IT because, usme they could do BSc kind of things. A lot of creative education went and sat under the BA umbrella. But in BA, you can't do practicals. You can't do practical assessment. It's more a theoretical thing, whereas media and entertainment is heavily practical. So Whistling Woods was set up with the intention of resolving this massive academic structuring problem that was there in India. it is also set up to raise the quality of media and entertainment education in India, starting with film, right? So the combination of industry partnerships, industry leadership, academic inputs, and technological superiority, and that bringing it all together under an umbrella to provide high quality, world class, premium education. That's the reason why Whistling Woods was set up, and that's what we've been doing now for the last 15 years.
That's really great to know, sir. Sir, amidst this lockdown, what are your plans for the upcoming batch in terms of induction and classes?
So the admission process has been underway since December. We are awaiting final UGC guidelines on when the new batch can start. As of now, it's September. So hopefully, if we're able to start in September, then we will start with online classes and then take things forward from there. What we will also do is, for existing students, we've already finished most of their theory exams. We've pushed the practicals forward to a time when everyone can be back on campus. And we will start the next semester for the existing students in August.
That's really great to know, sir.
So we're on the Microsoft Teams and academic structure, which is what we use as our learning management system. And we've been doing online classes.
That's great, sir. So because of this COVID, students are very much skeptical about their final placements. So what are your thoughts on this skepticism?
It's not the skepticism is not misplaced. It is real skepticism, and it is a problem because in lockdown almost nobody is hiring, or very few people are hiring. Thankfully, our industry, apart from the theaters, right, which is kind of put a big dent in the film business. Apart from that, our industry has not been affected too much. It's been affected a little bit. So we've got, OTT platforms are doing well. There's a lot of content that's waiting to be produced. Now that shoots have been allowed to commence again, I think in the first week itself, over 100 shoots started. So work is there, work is coming, and work will continue to come for certain areas of the media and entertainment industry. So animation, visual effect, gaming, pre-visualization, film, a lot of these areas will always remain. But some other areas, so on the business side, maybe marketing, or in the theater business, or some other areas will take longer to start up, and those students who are looking at those may find that they have to wait a little bit while they take up a job. But I think this is, you can look at this in two ways. You can, hold your head saying, "Arey, kya ho gaya?" Or you can take it as an opportunity. Every single large world-class academic institution is offering free online classes, right? So use this opportunity to learn more. Use this opportunity to diversify your skills. If you are learning an X subject and you have online education available in a related subject, take it up, right? So that you're able to, when you do end up, looking for a job or getting a job, maybe a few weeks or a few months from now, you have more in your arsenal. You have learned more, and you have also, used this time effectively. So I think every crisis comes with opportunity. So has this. And it's up to the student whether they decide to use it appropriately or no. I can understand for students who needed to start work right away because they need to start adding a financial value to their household, or some other issues that they may have had. Family may have suffered income reduction. Lots of people are losing jobs and taking pay cuts. So in those cases, I can understand that some students may have needed to start their education right away, and they may not be able to. And yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. So rather than holding your head and feeling sorry for yourself, use this time to learn more stuff. And almost literally everyone, like Harvard has launched courses for $1. So there's a lot of education out there which is available right now, and you should take it up.
That's really great to know, sir. So you spoke about the OTTs. We know there are a lot of OTTs coming into the picture. So how these OTTs are impacting the film industry as a
It's
whole?
a huge bonus for the film industry. It's a huge value add. We have, once upon a time there was just film and television to showcase your content. Now with OTT platforms, we have about 40 OTT platforms in India now, they are, all of them are commissioning content, all of them are sourcing content, all of them are creating content. And they're growing in a huge way. So because of lockdown, their subscription numbers have gone up and up and up. We've seen them plan and line up to commission many, many more shows. So in 2019, we made approximately 1,800 films. So about 3,500 hours of filmed entertainment, film content for the cinema. And we made almost 1,500 hours of OTT content. So OTT is just a 3-year-old industry. Film is a 107-year-old industry. So within just 3 years, it has almost reached, 40% of the film of the number of hours of filmed content made each year. And going forward, I think within a year or so, OTT will cross film in number of hours of original content. So it's a huge opportunity for people who are wanting to come into the industry.
Rightly said, sir. Sir, how diverse is your current batch of students in terms of gender ratio, and what measures do you take to ensure there's no disparity among them?
If you look at the film industry over the last, I think, 20 years, say in 2000, the male to female ratio in the industry was maybe 75-25. This year, in 20 years, it's easily gone up to about 60-40. And, that's pretty much representative of the ratio that we have on campus as well. There are certain programs where there are many, many more women than men. And there are some programs where, there are mostly men or, boys. So, honestly, on campus, in our application form, we don't even have a column for gender because it doesn't matter, right? I don't treat a girl student any different from a boy student or vice versa. So it really doesn't matter. And we've had, girls doing everything actually, writing, direction, editing, cinematography, everything. Both boys and girls are studying. So
that's really great to know, sir. Sir, what are your views on the online teaching modules, and is Whistling Woods coming up with something called certification program?
So there is two kinds of online teaching. There is online teaching that replaces or that is temporarily being used in order to offset the fact that students cannot be on campus. Online education has its limitations. Online education also has its benefits, right? The limitations obviously are that, it is not face-to-face. So it's difficult to, it takes longer for students to understand. You may not be able to demonstrate properly. Face-to-face is always better. There's an additional sense of, connect with the student, right? The practical aspects of the education cannot be done online. They have to be done face-to-face on campus. And there's nothing you can do about it. But, where online education has these drawbacks, it also has benefits. It takes away the geographical aspect of education. So if I am doing online guest lectures, I can get a guest faculty from anywhere in the world. I may not be, I'm not restricted to them being in the same city or in the same state or town anymore. So that would allow, if it is played smart and if it is used well, would allow high quality education to, to kind of break the geographical barrier. And I think, again, in crisis, opportunity. So if everybody looks at online education as, "Arey, kya ho gaya, online padhana padega." No, you turn it around and look at it as an opportunity, right? And that is what you should do. So we've been doing online classes all of April, all of May. We are currently in the middle of doing online exams. All the practical stuff we will push forward to when students are back on campus. And, we will start online classes again in August and September, as and when we are allowed to by the authorities.
Okay. That's really great to know, sir. Sir, what are the future expansion plans of Institute terms of...
You had asked me one more question which I didn't reply to. So about online education, dedicated certificate online education, we've started a virtual academy. So we have a range of courses online. We started off with film. So there is a Foundations of Filmmaking online course, which is a program that is an 11-month certificate program that you can do online. There are also smaller modules for each vertical within filmmaking. So screenwriting, direction, editing, producing, etc., etc., etc. And we're going to start expanding these courses and adding more. But essentially, what we're looking at doing is to not try and replicate on-campus education online, because that's impossible to do, but to use the online platform the best way that it can.
That's good to know, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what are the future expansion plans of the institute in terms of number of courses or campuses?
So we started with 8 programs in 2006, and we had 80 students. Today we have about 800 plus students who are currently studying. Another 300 or 350 will graduate this year, and another 400 will join. Right? So we will have about 1100, 1200 students on campus as of maybe August or September. When I say campus, I mean, we will have about 1200 students. We have 15 different verticals in which we run undergraduate, diploma, advanced diploma, and postgraduate courses, programs. This year, we have launched a postgraduate program in event management, which is a premium, high-quality entrepreneurship and IP creation program for live events. So that starts this year. And, we are looking at adding more education and more programs going forward. But as of now, we run education in all areas of film. So cinematography, direction, editing, producing, screenwriting, sound, production design, visual effects. We have an acting program. We have an animation program. We have a gaming program. The animation program also includes gaming. The animation program also includes 2D animation, 3D animation, comics, and pre-visualization. We have a school of fashion. We have a school of music, where we have a music production and composition program. We have a school of media and communication, which does undergrad and postgrad education in advertising, journalism, events, PR, those areas. So, we're always adding to our repertoire of programs, and we kind of look forward to adding more and more and more of those.
That's really good to know, sir. Sir, what are your expectations from the students who are going to be the part of Whistling family from this year onwards?
Commitment and passion. Those are the two things that we rate above anything else. Ours is our industry is an industry that is both extremely large when it comes to its reach, and it's also extremely difficult to succeed, right? Because it is creative. Everything is opinion. a film is good or bad is opinion. There is no, you can't, it's not a fact. I mean, the best film in the world, there will be some people who didn't like it, right? So, or whatever. Avengers makes tons and tons of money, but there are lots of people who don't think it's real cinema, or whatever, right? So it doesn't matter. So because it's such a hard industry, you meet a lot of challenges. In order to overcome the challenges, you need two things: passion and commitment. If you are passionate and committed about a subject, you will put your heart and soul and everything into learning everything there is to learn about it. Every single individual in the world is creative, right? It's about channelizing that creativity and applying it in a creative arts, or in a performing arts, or in a filmed entertainment, or in a media related subjects. So that's essentially what we want our students to do. So the two key things are passion and commitment.
So you spoke about the creativity. So what do you think is more important, like creativity or going by the rules?
Oh, it's like saying which is more important, your left hand or your right hand. You need both, right?
Okay.
You can't, I mean, it's never an either or situation. It cannot be, it should not be an either or situation, because that's not how things work. Everything has to be in balance, right? You can't just do, and you can't be self-indulgently creative and ignore the business side of any industry, because you're just setting yourself up for disaster. You have to ensure that you are creating value. And when I say creating value, it's creating value for everybody. You have to create value for your investor. You have to create, it may not be value in cash, it may be value in kind for your viewer. They need to take something away from the content that you're creating. It can't be rubbish, right? So it's essentially about creating value. And if you're creating value, your films will, or your content, or whatever you make, you have to ensure that you live within the broad parameters of certain structure. And you don't like the word rules, because rules are mostly for facts, and this is a lot of opinion. But yes, there is a broad parameter structure. It's a band, and you can decide which, where you want to sit. I mean, there are great filmmakers who made extremely serious cinema, and there are great filmmakers who made some extremely hilarious cinema. So nobody can say one is better than the other. Right? So so I think that's what I say. There is. It's not an either or situation.
Okay. Rightly said, sir. Sir, at last, what would be your suggestion or message to the students who are aspiring to join your prestigious institute?
So if there is nothing else in your life that you can think of doing other than be a part of the film, media, communication and creative arts industry, this is the place for you, right? So it's extremely important that you start your academic journey towards being a professional. Now, whether it's a creative professional or technical professional or a management professional within the media and entertainment industry, this journey, it's important that you started well. You started with a good, solid grounding of the realities, which also prepares you for the complexities as well as the rigor of the industry. And that's what Whistling Woods does. We offer the best kind of education and the best kind of mentorship and training there is, right? And we're happy when students come in and learn, and we see them going out into the industry as successful professionals. So we have quite a few of them now. I mean, when films used to release every week there would be 3 or 4 films where some alumni has done something. or some OTT show or some TV something. Even now, almost every week on OTT, some show releases in which an alumni has either acted or directed or written or edited or done something or the other. And we're proud of that. And we want more and more students to join that group of proud Whistling Woods alumni.
That's really great to know, sir. Sir, this discussion was really insightful. I'm sure viewers will learn a lot from this. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me.